corruption, bribery, and a pay-to-play scandal. That's the legacy of former Santa Clara County, California Sheriff Lorie Smith. Say that 5 times fast. And while she's managed to dodge prison time, one of her top deputies wasn't so lucky. Today we're breaking down how the fallout from this concealed carry permit scandal is shaking up law enforcement and the Second Amendment in California. Let's dive in. First, some background. Lorie Smith was at the center of a scheme where concealed carry permits, which were rarely issued in Santa Clara County, were handed out in exchange for donations and favors. Cash and prizes flowed into her re-election campaign and the department, while regular citizens who applied for permits, they were ignored. Now, while Smith avoided criminal charges thanks to pleading the fifth and being tried in civil court, not criminal court, her former captain, James Jensen, wasn't so fortunate. Before I tell you what happened to him this week in court, a quick thank you to our sponsor, Lear Capital. While we have a new administration about to take over in America, and it can't happen fast enough, we still have Biden's terrible foreign policies that have us on the edge of World War III. Our debt is still massive and growing. In fact, they've tried to add to it in the last 2 days. The cost of groceries and basic necessities are still through the roof, and I think things could get worse before they get better. That's why I recommend you stay proactive and protect your hard-earned money with physical gold and silver. My friends at Lear Capital can help. They'll show you how gold and silver holds value and protects your wealth long-term. Don't be complacent with your savings or your retirement accounts. Call Lear today, 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com and get your free gold and silver wealth protection guides. There's no obligation, just free information and financial education. Lear's been around a long time. With over 27 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, $3 billion in trusted transactions, and it's the only company with a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. You don't pay unless you're 100% satisfied. Call 1-800-260-5075 or head over to leargg.com. Thanks to Lear Capital for sponsoring this channel throughout the years. This week, Jensen was sentenced to 10 months in jail after being convicted of bribery and conspiracy. He'll also serve 2 years of probation and perform 150 hours of community service with a gun safety organization. I can only imagine which one of the anti-gun groups that will be. The judge didn't go easy on him, saying his breach of public trust was especially egregious given his leadership role. Remember, he was a captain. Now, here's where things get complicated. Jensen's defense argued that he didn't personally gain from this scheme, pointing out that it was Lorie Smith, the former sheriff, who benefited the most, and yet she's not facing any jail time. Instead, Smith resigned earlier this year and walked away with minimal consequences. Fair? You tell me. Meanwhile, Jensen and another former deputy, Rick Sung, are still facing more charges. They're accused of fast-tracking concealed carry permits for Apple employees, Apple Computer, in exchange for, get this, a large donation of iPads to the Sheriff's Department. Those trials are set for February, so stay tuned for updates. Subscribe down below to stay in the loop. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. This whole mess was made possible by California's old May issue laws, which gave sheriffs like Smith near total control over who got a concealed carry permit. That system was overturned by the Supreme Court in the Bruin decision, eliminating the good cause requirement. But even with the law on our side, the fight isn't over. Santa Clara County is making it incredibly expensive to exercise your Second Amendment rights. Under the new sheriff, Bob Johnson, application fees for a concealed carry permit are now $976 from what I was able to find online. And the renewals? Another $447 every 2 years. And that doesn't even include fingerprinting or the mandatory psychological exam. None of that, including the permit itself, they're not in the Constitution. They're not in the Second Amendment, which means they're unconstitutional. And when you add it all up, we're talking about over $1,000 just to apply for your right, or in California's eyes, your privilege. Now, from outright corruption under Lorie Smith to what feels like legalized extortion, it's clear that Santa Clara County is still a long way away from where they need to be before gun owners are treated fairly. So what do you think? Should Lorie Smith have faced criminal charges? Are there massive CCW fees just another way to deny people their Second Amendment rights? Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's obvious what I think, but I want to hear from you. Be sure to like this video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more information and updates on Second Amendment news. And as always, thank you so very much for watching and supporting this channel, and I'll see you on the next time, America. Take care.